Hey everybody, it's Jeff from VW Bricks again. I'm going to do a little sorting. I've got this bag of Bricklink / Lego Bricks and Pieces parts that I want to sort into my collection, so I figured I would do a quick video and show you guys how I sort one of my colors. I do sort by color and then by part. Today it's light bluish gray, or medium stone gray, I think they call it. Anyways, I'm going to jump over to the other camera here, and we will start. So I have Bricklink here on the side, and I'm under the light bluish gray color, and I'm just going to dump the pieces here in my bin. And that bag didn't really help because everything else is in its own little bag. Dump those guys up in the corner. Okay, let's start with the plates because they're the simplest thing, and I don't have to move anything for that. So So I have 3 Plano bins usually for the common size of plates. I have this one, which is a Plano 3700. Actually, I'll hold it up to the camera here. 3700. And it goes from 1x1 to 2x2. Then I have the deeper 3750s, I believe they call them. These are the older styles from probably 5 or 6 years ago. 3750s, which hold the 2x3 to 4x6 plates in one of them, and then 4x8 all the way up to 16 by or 6x16. So that's how I sort the plates. So we're going to fill this one up. I do a lot of building with light gray, so I've got a lot of empty holes in here that I have no plates for. So I'm trying to replenish because I do have lots of light gray. However, not in this bin. I think you can see pretty much the end. 3s are one at the end here. Now we'll go a little bit over here. There we go. And I'm looking over here at the camera or the monitor. Okay, so this one's going to be really easy because I bought these pieces off of a guy in Ontario, no, in Alberta, I think, who was starting off his Bricklink store. And over that few days, he was offering free shipping, so I ordered some small parts for him just to fill up some orders, or just to fill up some spaces. And the store is called Stein's Bricks, Stein''s Bricks. So check him out. He had a smaller collection of parts, but he had some good stuff. So there you go. That was hard, or should I say that was easy. I did order some more 2x2s, and I've ordered a variety of parts as I placed another Bricklink order the other day. To fill this in, and that is actually old gray. However, this is new gray, at least half of it is. And this is what happens when fluorescent lights shine on your Lego on display for long periods of time. I don't know if you can see the color difference. This was the Death Star 2 model that I had up in my office, built for a very long time, and was close to some fluorescence, and as a result it got tinted, or it got some color damage, sun damage, or light damage, I guess would be a better one. So yeah, plates. What should we do next? Let's see what we got. We got Technic Bricks. Let's do these Technic Bricks. So I sort my Technic separate from my regular bricks, like there's a separate section in my layout, or in my room. And one small Technic are in a bin of this size. And then here's a black example, larger black Technic. I also, well, in this case we're talking black because I don't have the gray here. I also use these Plano bins, but in here I store, oh, actually this is not a very good example. I was going to say in here I usually store lift arms and large bricks. However, as I said, this is not a good example because I have a lot of black Technic, so I actually have a separate bin for Technic black bricks and Technic lift arms. But the larger lift arms get stored in here. Smaller lift arms we get stored in a bin of this size. And same with this. Well, actually, for my black bricks, I have a deeper Plano bin, the 3750. Style bin that I store all the Technic bricks in for black. So, according to Bricklink, let's pull up the Bricklink. Technic Bricks in light bluish gray. And this brick is actually first. So right before Technic Bricks is axles. So what needs to happen now is I need to shift all these over one spot. Now, luckily I have this empty column on the end, so it's not going to be too bad. And I go this way. Yes, that is correct. I just had to double check. Sometimes I goof it up and go the wrong way. So I'm just going to quickly move these guys. Shouldn't take too long. Might be a little loud, but it shouldn't take too long. These little bins that I get at our local Michael's, they're 17 compartment bins. They're usually about $4.50 Canadian, and I can't think of the brand name of these ones at the moment. But I know they're readily available in Canadian stores. They're bead bins. So if you are looking for some, just look for beads, bead storage, 17 compartment bead storage. Something Landing, Bead Landing or something is the company, or something like that. Anyway, so this sometimes can be a lot of work because of the fact that sometimes I need to reorganize or expand bins. The fact that I had that empty compartment over here made life easy. I usually leave the bigger ones empty unless I have larger parts to fit in. I'm just going to put these together. And I do try to stack my bricks together just because then they sort in a little bit more neatly. These bead bins are great because they're 5 studs across, 7 studs, 5 by 7. So you can get a lot of brick into one bin, and in the case of 2x, you can pretty much pack the bin completely full. You can see with this one here. It is completely full, and I'm just condensing down some of the things. If I do sometimes have overstock bins, so or I have an overstock bin for these parts or for gray in general. So if I notice there's an empty spot here or it's getting low, I can shift it over. Now these ones I'm just going to cheat and just grab the first stack. My finger was too small there. 4 should be enough. But like I said, they do move over quite easy once you can get your hands on them. So I'll put the 5 here. I'm just doing something different, so down the middle. There we go, almost there. Sometimes the hardest part is trying to get some of these pieces out. And the smaller ones, the 1x1s, are definitely harder to get out. There we go. Okay, so I should have 10 of these. 2, 5, 8, 9, 10. There we go. They have a home. Alright. Next up, I've got some of these tile plates here. Oh, you know what? Let me turn this light off. I just realized there's a huge... Yeah, that's a little nicer. I have these computer tile parts here, and I also have these lined parts. So these are just printed tile. So that's where they will hide in a printed tile bin. I throw all the printed tiles of the same size together, which can be annoying, but it's usually not that hard to look through and get what I need. So only a few more pieces left. Oops, so that's printed tile. I also have some printed slopes here, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put those yet. But, oh, I missed one. Printed tile. Okay. Let's do brick modified. And I just realized I never really updated the Bricklink page here because I didn't really need to. So brick modified, I've got these 1x1 by 1 2/3 high bricks with stud on side, which are right here. So they come right after the Travis bricks. No, there was a different name for them. I think someone actually called. I think I heard they were called Dalek bricks, but these guys right here, actually, they're kind of all the way on the end. You can't see it, but these ones already have a home, which is right here, because I've been collecting these for a while, and I think these were just part of a Bricklink order. So they're all sorted. Next I'm going to do this round part, which is an awesome part. I have no use for it as of yet, but I know I will in the future because I like this part. I believe this is brick round. 3 by 3 by 1. Yeah, so it comes right after the macaroni bricks. Okay, so now I think I've already organized this one to leave room for it, and maybe not. All right. So I'm just going to go back to the brick modified for a minute, because here I have facets. So this is my brick modified facets and round bin. So facet bricks are these style bricks here. And there's a 1 by 1, or there's a 2 by 2, there's a 3 by 3, and I think a 5 by 5. So that's what this spot's for. Okay, so this one here is reserved for brick round. So this bin I did expand a while ago, but usually what I do is I look at Bricklink's inventory to see what's available. Okay, so these are those like droid head pieces, macaronis, 1 by 1 rounds, those guys, inverted balloons pieces. The different styles of these all go in the same bin. These guys, these guys, these guys. I don't have any droid bodies in gray. I don't have any of those. I do have these ones, which I got a few months ago in a Bricklink order, or in a Bricks and Pieces order. I don't have any of those. There's some macaronis. And then next is these guys, and then last is these. So what I think I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to move these guys over into this spot. And this will have to be expanded at some point. Now, I'm starting to run into issues because my light gray, which I'm just going to move the camera for a minute. Hopefully it focuses. So my light gray is just beside the yellow, so right here. So light gray starts from that bin right there and continues across this in my bins. So there's that hole is for the 1 by 1 plates. There's the 2 bys, the 4 bys, the 6 bys are in those 2 bins. Next one's tiles, then will be this brick bin, and last I'd have, I think, modified plates. And up here I have those bead bins, and I have a stack of 6 high. And I've got 3 of those on my table. So that whole stack of 6, or that whole stack of that can hold 12 bins is already full. So I'm going to have to figure something out to add 1 extra bin in, or to expand things to make everything fit. Now that is a future Jeff problem technically. And what I might end up doing, bring the camera back to me now, what I might end up doing is, there we go, is just adopting or grabbing one of these empty spots and just filling it in for now. Anyway, so next I have these computer tiles, which I'll just hold up here. Hold up. So these are the new ones from the Technic, or from the new space shuttle. It's a slope tile, and it's a similar situation here, where I don't actually have a spot for printed tiles. I have a few stickered ones here. I actually have an issue here as well because these guys are well stickered, but I've got the roof peak pieces and the pyramid type ones and the rounded ones all in the same bin. So this obviously needs a reorganization. Now this is like slopes, and the way I'm doing slopes is a little weird for me. Well, for you guys maybe. So let's go back to the inventory here. So slopes are in different categories. There's slopes, there's sloped curve, there's slopes slopes, curve, and then there's decorated versions of some of those. Slopes inverted, and then decorated inverted ones. So there's actually 3 different categories for slopes. So I have created a bin called small slopes, which is basically anything less than 1 by 4-ish in size. So in the regular slope category, it's got the cheese grater pieces. It's the 1 by 1 cheese slopes. It's the 1 by 2s, which actually go over here. Well, technically, I think this bin's a reverse bin because I'm going this way, I think. So I need to switch it over anyhow to go that way. So what the cheese slopes, and then I got the 1x2 cheese slopes would normally go here. And then we have those new peak pieces, the pyramid pieces, and then these guys, which are, are they both? Yeah, they're both in here too. So I've got a lot of parts compressed into these two bins. And the rest of the parts go into one of the bins here. You see like one of these shoebox bins that are kind of pointing at right here. So I have in gray, I have, and I'm just trying to read it, I have a 45-degree slope bin, I have a 33-degree slope bin, and then I have curved and others. So any of the larger curved pieces and others, like the 75 degrees, the 65-degree type bricks, they all go into the other bin as well. And they're all in different Ziploc bags so that I can easily find them when I'm going through. So I mean, for me, it's fairly easy to do. And like the curved bin, what I will end up doing is I'll probably take some of these curved pieces that I don't use a lot, like these guys, and move them into the curved shoebox bin because I don't use them a lot, so I don't need them. And I know where they are. I just know that I know where they are so that I can find them. But I mean, to me, it's better to have all these slopes here that I mainly use. So let's go over to the curved slopes. There's no inverted slopes in these bins. The inverted slopes go in 45 degree, 33 degree, 75 and other, and curved all go into the proper bin. So what I'm trying to say is in the inverted slopes, these are in my 33-degree bin with the non-inverted slopes. These ones are in my 45-degree bin, and this one's in my other bin with the regular sloped, the non-inverted slopes. So I don't differentiate it like Bricklink does, because just for that point, for the point that I don't really see it as necessary. So yeah, I had these guys. I had a bunch of the 1x2s, the pointy bricks, these guys. So the next one that should go in is this one here, the new curvy bit, but I don't have a spot for that. Plus this one here is new as well, and I don't have any of those yet, but I will have to make some room for that. These guys, yeah, see, like I said, these are backwards. It should go this way. So I'll have to fix that anyhow at some point. But as I'm going along, it fills in here. Now, like I said, I don't have a space for decorated slopes in these bins, for decorated small slopes. So for now, I'm going to throw them in with this corner, this little bin here, until I figure out what to do to expand. I don't necessarily want to buy a new storage bin to do it. That being said, if there was something with this dimension that was just a bit longer, I could totally do that because the shelves I have a bit of extra space to go in there, but they don't make something that's longer. But I want to keep the same depth and height. So yeah. I also have this 1x1 round plate with the missing the hole, which I'll put into its bin, but I just found it on my table, so I figured I'd put it away. Anyway, that's how I sort my light gray, or at least some of the bins. Pretty much off of Bricklink with a few exceptions. Now, a lot of the pieces, let me just go back here for a second to my, let me just make this guy bigger. I'll just go to my right screen with me. I'll move over a little bit. So, and I can make this bigger now too so you can see it. Recently Bricklink moved the modified bricks that were slightly curved with curved parts, like these guys, into this section. And that kind of screwed up my sorting system because my modified brick bin is one of these larger Play-Doh bins. So I had room to put stuff into those. And then Bricklink moved those parts into the curved section, which I'm okay with. I don't mind having to alter it and reorganize my storage. I was already doing a sort anyhow when that happened, so I moved everything as I was doing my sort. But it just makes that my curve bin a little bit more difficult to use. Now, I could go take my curve bin and go into these for curves. It would mean that I'd run out of room on that shelf that these bins are on, I think. But I almost need to do that, which means that I would have to take the Tiles, no, I couldn't do tiles because tiles are too long. I would have to probably take, I'm just trying to figure out what bin I would use. Modified plates have too much, modified bricks have too much, and the larger plates have too much too. So, yeah, I don't know what I'd do. I have to figure that out. And I have to be able to see if I can buy more of these because currently they're not available. Now this is a Bass Pro Shop one, so I might be able to buy these still. There's a skew on the bottom. I'm going to see if I can pull that up and see if they still make them. The Bass Pro bins are all made by Plano, plus a bunch of other bins, the crafting bins that you can sometimes find at the Michaels type stores. They're mostly made by Plano as well. They have 3 different names that they use, but they're all made in Plano, Chicago, not Plano, Illinois, or Plano, Texas, I should say, sorry. They're all made in Plano, Illinois, at the Plano Company, which I had the pleasure of visiting their store when I went to Brick World in Chicago back in 20, whatever it was, 2012, 2013, I don't remember what year it was. Anyway, that is it for now, I think. I'm going to let you guys go, and I might do another video as I sort one of my other colors, if there's interest. Anyways, my sister told me today, this is just a funny story, and sister, if you're seeing this, I haven't replied back to you yet because I've been kind of busy with stuff, but I did know about all the stuff you suggested, and I don't normally say it because I don't really care, but my sister told me that at the end of the video, I should tell you guys to like and subscribe and click the notification button. You don't have to. That's okay. I don't really care for that type of stuff. I mean, sure, I'd like to get 100 users, 100 views, so I can like create my VW Bricks name URL, but that's it. I don't care about monetization, which is another thing she was telling me about, is that you can add super chats and then people can give you money. And I have to message her in a moment, probably before I post this video, to explain to her that the rules around all that stuff that I've learned. But anyways, we'll talk to you later. Have fun, and I'll try and get some more videos out this week for some sorting. Maybe one of my house builds behind me, or my cafe corner style buildings behind me, and I had a few other ideas as well. So we'll see what I have time for, and we'll figure it out. All right, have fun, guys, and keep building.